Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Monday Mojo. So over these last few weeks, we've been covering some of the talents that we find within the Strengths Finder organization. And as you know, this is just one self-awareness tool that we can use to become better leaders in our lives and in our organizations. And we're taking a little break from strengths. And what I want to do today is talk to you about another tool that we can use for self-awareness. And this comes from a fantastic leadership book by Marshall Goldsmith called What Got You Here Won't Get You There, right? And this is what it looks like. One of my favorite books that was given to me by a friend of mine who's also a coach and a trainer. And inside this book, what Marshall gives us are the 20 things that can really get in our way of getting from here to there. As far as leadership is concerned. And I want to talk about the first one. And why not? Because it has to do everything about winning, right? And winning is something that at least one of our candidates for president is talking quite a bit about. And that's all I'll say. So winning can be a good thing, but it's also considered a bad thing, right? It just depends on how we internalize it, how we are thinking about the contributions that we make, the outcomes of our behaviors and our actions and what we hope to get from that, right? And so one of the models that I use when I teach leadership is called energy leadership. And we talk about the different levels of energy that we have, how at the very bottom of that scale of energy, we have a lot of habits that are very ego-driven, right? And when I say ego-driven, I mean that we as individuals and leaders are very inside of ourselves. We're not really thinking about others per se. We're not necessarily open to others' judgments and perspectives and experience, but we're so caught up in our own lives and what we are trying to accomplish that we're not thinking about how other people can be affected, right? By what we do, by what we say, and certainly, if we are leaders, by how we lead. And so imagine a leader who has a lot of that egotistical energy. A person who is truly only thinking about themselves and what they want to accomplish. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that they're literally unconscious and living life in an unconscious way and not looking around their environments and really paying attention to how they're affecting others and how their leadership is affecting others. So when our ego is too large, and in leadership, in that case, we tend to want to win a lot, right? Because we're thinking about ourselves, we're thinking about getting ahead, moving forward, all of these goals that we have in our lives. And sometimes we want to win at all costs, no matter who's in our way. And in fact, many times if people or situations are in our way, we're going to do whatever we can to kind of knock them aside so that we can get to that goal, okay? So this idea of winning too much is something that as leaders we want to be very conscious about. Now, competition is a strength and it's a very good thing, right? To be competitive, to lead a team with the idea of how might we be able to win this situation that we are in as a team, right? And if we have a goal, how are we going to get there in the most positive way, but perhaps in a win-win way, not so much in a way where it's like we have to win at all costs, no matter who's in our way. Okay, can you see the difference there? So I definitely want to go through the 20 things little by little during our Monday Mojo so that you can begin to self-identify perhaps with some of these 20 things that we want to be aware of, that we want to step out of unconsciousness and back into being more conscious as individuals and as leaders so that we can see where we might be getting in our way and turning people away. Because I can tell you something, I've left many leaders in my life. And I can tell you that 3 out of the 5 of them, one of the reasons why I did choose to leave them and not work underneath their leadership anymore is because this was something that they had, that they led with, this wanting to win at all costs. And it's just simply not an effective way of leading and of developing your team and keeping them engaged and happy and productive, which is what we want to do as leaders. So think about that. Where in your life are you perhaps wanting to win too much? And you may want to ask yourself why. Why is winning important in this scenario? And really be a little bit critical about that. And it's okay to want to win again, but really understand how that's affecting your leadership, how that's affecting the relationships in your life. Are you turning people away, or are you able to bring people together even though you may be competitive or want to win? Okay, so that's my tip for today. And I hope that you will think about it. And if you have had some sort of an aha moment, I hope that you will share it below so that we can continue the conversation. Have a fantastic Monday. If you haven't had your cup of joe yet, go grab it. I've already had a few this morning. I've been up really early, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.